Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Uh, Americans started to American comedians started to mock Trump, talking about the education the department which he wanted to close. The reason why he wanted to close is not because the education department is doing something bad, but the whole system is supporting and confusing kids with gender, the sex. Okay, I don't call it gender, sex education. I mean, what I mean to say, sex education is not uh, the sex that man and woman have, but it is about the sex of a person, man or woman. If a man is born as a man, then he has to be a man. If a woman is born as a woman, then she has to be a woman. She can't be a man and he can't be a woman. So this gender story, which they are interchanging, gender is something what you uh, we can't call this gender. We have to call it sex. The reason is gender is what you feel inside. That is different story. So this education, they are confusing kids with all this leftist nonsense, the LGBTQ and other things, which Trump is definitely not a fan. And in India also we have so-called left liberals. They're all in the same garbage. The Muslims get support from them, but Muslims are the first people they are going to kill these leftists once they come to power. The reason is it is not allowed in Islam to have LGBT rights or whatever. They do not allow this kind of mischief. Same thing in Christian, the real Christian world. They do not allow this. Unfortunately, this is going on in the US because they are so-called left liberals. And as Manu said, that these actors will have low character. Therefore, he says they should stay in outside of the city or village wherever they are dwelling, and then their job is to glorify whoever is giving money to them, and then they do not have any fans or they don't have any recognition. Their recognition is only till they praise the king. In Mahabharata also, Yaksha asked questions to many 126 questions he asked to Yudhishthira. In one of the questions, he says, why do you give gifts to actors and actresses? For that, Yudhishthira answers, saying that these actors and actresses, they spread your fame when you give the gifts. They talk about the glory that you have, the kingdoms that you won. And Shatapatha Brahmana, uh, there is a what Shatapatha Brahmana says is Sutaya Geetam Nritya Sailusham. That is, Suta also dances. That is, Suta is the one who not only drives the chariot of the king to war or wherever he wants to go, but he also praises the king during the sacrifices. He does, for example, a king does a fire sacrifice, something like Ashwamedha Yagna, Rajasuya Yagna, or any other sacrifice. So during this, there will be recital of Puranas going on at one point. So during this period, he is going to dance and praise the king. So these are the things that went on in those days. Nowadays, instead of they becoming your fan, you are becoming their fan. It's strange that people have their find their leaders or the idols in those idiots who deserve no respect, who are not educated, who have contributed nothing to the society except disrupting good time. And look at recent case in Andhra Pradesh, I mean Telangana. One of the movie that has been released, and there was a lady who was killed in stampede, and the result was the so-called hero of the film didn't give much money to her. So why do you need such people in the society? Only to disrupt your um, life and make it more miserable, or you want it for a better life? You have to decide what you want, because these people, these film stars, are so called the stars. They are not celebrities, they are just your entertainers. Just treat them as your entertainers when you have time, and then throw them in garbage, because that's the place where they belong to.